Tommy Heffernan, veterinary consultant here. In this short video, it's a bit of a shout out to Irish vets about a very exciting new range of products coming into the Irish market. They're coming through the Interchem Ireland team and from a company called Precision Microbes, a Dublin-based company with years of experience working with microbes and decades of research behind what they're doing. And I suppose the science of what I'm learning about the microbiome and the use of microbes in all animal species at the moment has sort of set me back. In 19.5 years qualified, I've been lucky to travel and see some exciting things, but these are certainly the most exciting range of products, particularly from the results and the feedback I'm getting from vets that I've got to work with. They're going through the veterinary channel, so there's going to be lots of education with the Interchem team in Ireland around the products and the science. We'll dip in slightly into it today. I suppose I've been involved in education primarily for the last couple of years, and I've been really fascinated around immunity and inflammation, the biology of animals, feeding, nutrition, stress, and the environment, all these factors that impact disease, but really trying to focus on prevention and health. And certainly the challenges across species, and we will be working across species around antibiotic reduction, improving health, but coming with really sustainable solutions that are organic certified. And really, as I said, the science has sat me back on my bum. I think these products are absolutely game-changing products. So I'm going to really looking forward to talking to Irish vets about the science and about the products. But I'm going to just dip in now into a little bit about the first range of products, which are liquid probiotic, postbiotic solutions, and kind of understanding, first of all, a little bit about the gut microbiome. Okay, before I talk about the products, and I'm going to be going into much more science and much more detail with training with vets and veterinary teams over the next couple of months in Ireland. But I suppose just to give people a bit of background, why I sort of am fascinated with the science of this. I've done a lot of traveling and I get to speak to a lot of very smart people, and people keep talking about the microbiome and particularly the gut microbiome and how important it could be in humans and in animals in the future, and understanding it. There's still so much we don't understand, but it's basically a collection of microorganisms in the gut, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, that play a key role. And to understand that key role, we've got to go down past the villi, right down to cell level to understand what's actually happening, particularly when we look at the use of beneficial bacteria or probiotics. What role are they playing? How are they actually affecting various metabolic processes and immune processes down there? We must remember that between the lining of the digestive system is one layer of cells, the digesta, this layer of cells, is a whole intricate immune system, dendritic cells, T cells, other immune cells. 70% of immunity is thought to be gut-based because of all these lymphocytes and other cells down there, and mesenteric lymph nodes. So it's a really important area, and these beneficial bacteria particularly play an important role. But how do they do it? They do it by the production of metabolites. And these metabolites can be short-chain fatty acids, entericins, bactericins, other enzymes, and they regulate cell function, they regulate inflammation, immune modulation here at gut level, helping with digestive processes. So having a healthy microbiome is not just about good digestive function and health, it's a key aspect to immunity as well, particularly with so much of our animals' immune systems being gut-based. Again, even the microbiome in the gut is related. There's links to these short-chain fatty acids going to the lungs. There's 90% of our own serotonin receptors are in our gut, the happiness hormone. So there's a real link between gut health and brain health. And people talk about a gut feeling. I've got a good gut feeling about these products. So I suppose it's understanding that these beneficial bacteria produce metabolites. When we have problems like dysbiosis or diarrhea in animals or ourselves, what we talk about often is leaky gut. We have apoptosis, cell death, damage, and these pathogens equally release metabolites that do damage, and we get an inflammatory reaction. These can be acute, caused by pathogens, or chronic in some cases. And you can imagine with so much riding on digestive health, immunity in the gut, these have a massive impact on our animals. So it's about understanding what we can do to help these situations when they arise, but also long-term health benefits of using something like a probiotic and postbiotic. So, okay, it's probably a good time to just stop here for a minute and think about some of the terminology that I'm going to use, because it might be quite new. I think people are very familiar with probiotics, or beneficial bacteria, and their role. We talk about prebiotics as the feed for those bacteria. But really where the rubber meets the road is these metabolites that the bacteria produce. And that terminology is called postbiotics, and it's quite an exciting area of research both in humans and animals. So we've got a liquid probiotic and postbiotic solution. I'll talk about that in the next part of the video. But it's important to remember that if we can influence the health of the cell integrity, homeostasis here at gut level, immune system, and all the benefits of having a healthy microbiome, what are we going to see in long-term use? So with the products, we'll be talking to vets about probably very distinct areas across species, and that's short-term gut stabilization, and then long-term use of the products to promote overall better digestive health, immunity, and this idea of competitive inhibition, having a healthy gut microbiome, and how influential that can be. And already the feedback from vets and their customers has been extremely positive. Remember, 19 and a half years, this is certainly the most exciting area of science and research I've seen. So I'm going to talk a little bit, just as part of the introduction, about some of the science behind the products themselves. Okay, just a little bit of background on the products. Again, we'll be digging in much more detail over the coming months when we get to face-to-face meetings with the Interchem team, out into practices. We'll be doing webinars, etc., supporting vets on the products and on their usage. I think about, when you talk about an organic product that's a natural product, probiotics and postbiotics, you often think about, conventional medicine and alternative medicine, but it's not really alternative medicine. And this has been a game changer for me when I think about immunity, understanding biology, and thinking about some of the products that have revolutionized medicine in general. Penicillin was a fungus. Ivermectin came from a natural fungus. So this is about really manipulating and understanding the gut microbiome, the interactions at the digestive level, the immune interactions, and the products are quite unique. They're a live blend of bacteria, and that's really important. Every bacteria goes through a couple of important phases. A lag phase, which is sort of a switching on phase or activation phase, a log phase where they're active, a stationary phase, and then a death phase. The liquid live blend of bacteria in the various products are in their log phase. So they're basically brought down to a low pH where they're dormant. So as soon as they're administered, they're active. And the other unique thing is this idea of postbiotics. So they're cultured in a way that they're actually in their log phase producing the metabolites, which are so key at cell function down here for all their various interactions. So it's a live blend of probiotics and postbiotics. Very, very high colony forming units per mil. There's other IP in there as well, we'll talk about with vets. They're the Department of Agriculture licensed, so the cattle, the calf product and the pet product are both licensed for gut stabilization under veterinary supervision. And it's really exciting to bring them down the veterinary channel. We're using probiotics like Enterococcus fecum, who's the sort of Rambo of probiotics, and licensed for gut stabilization, particularly the metabolites he produces from competitive inhibition point of view, ability to stabilize the gut. So when we look at the liquid live, there's a big difference between, and this is something the scientists and I've sort of been aware of, when you look at freeze-dried probiotics, which are commercially much easier to make, you can put them in smaller sachets. There is a challenge there around freeze-dried products, the lag phase it takes them to activate, how many of them survive in the real world when you have to rehydrate them. So in the liquid live, in the products, there's basically the live bacteria and their metabolites. So that's what we talk about, a probiotic, postbiotic liquid. There's two key functions with the product really, and we're going to talk much more in depth across species with vets, but when we think about the damaged gut or inflammation or infection, and we look at gut stabilization and the rapid action you get from a live probiotic, postbiotic solution, and that's the feedback from vets. And I think that's what I'm most excited about, is the vets who've started using the product are giving me the feedback. And we can talk about all the theory, and I position myself a lot in education, but when you start seeing results, and particularly really positive results, that's really important. There's also the long-term use of the products, and already vets and customers, their customers are giving us feedback around the results that they're seeing. Again, if you can control and maintain a healthy gut microbiome, what are the impacts with better digestive function, the role of immunity here being so important in the gut, this idea of competitive inhibition? The results are extraordinary, and I've seen that. So we're going to talk to the vets about the trials and the results. So they are very unique products, and they're just the start of some exciting research we're doing in other areas. Again, understanding and manipulating immunity and what natural defenses are, and really it's just such a fascinating area. Okay, that's just a bit of a brief introduction to some very exciting and I think game-changing products. Over the next coming months, I'll be working with the Interchem team and they'll be talking to vets up and down the country. We'll be talking about education and training. We'll be talking about more of our trials. So the pet products are in the marketplace, the calf products is in the marketplace, the horse complementary feed is in the marketplace going through vets as well. We're doing some really exciting trial work on intensive livestock production systems as well, and it really is game changing. And I think about myself, I've had a little bit of a journey in veterinary. You know, I've been in practice for 16 years, lots of failures along the way, young vet trying to learn my trade, I made lots of mistakes, practice partner, feeling the pressure of that. And I suppose even since I've left veterinary practice, I've taken a lot of risks, and I think those risks are starting to, I knew that at some stage, if I kept going and I knew what I wanted to do, and it was to have an impact on the future of veterinary. I'm very proud of my profession. I'm really proud of what I do, and seeing some of the challenges coming down outside of veterinary around antibiotic reduction, the promotion of better health in our animals, and the whole sustainability piece. It's very exciting to be involved with products, science that is really going to impact on that and impact in the future, and that's all I can ever ask for. And I'm sure there'll be lots more failures and challenges along the way, but that's what drives me, and I'm so excited to talk about this science with vets, talk about these products, and really go out and make a difference, because that's all any of us can hope to do. So looking forward to chatting to many over the coming months.